March. We've been dating for over a year now, and I think it's about time people met my beautiful girlfriend. What about us taking an adventure east?
Like Queens?
Crazy Rich Asians were one of the hottest films of 2018, a global hit. Crazy Rich Asians has been a hit with audiences in Asia and overseas. The film set in Singapore has created an interest in the city, with audience drawn to the combination of modern and heritage setting locations featured in Rachel and Nick's story. Are you familiar with old mansions from the 19th century? The Crazy Rich Asians movie might have shown you this place. Let's get to know the inside of the Blue Mansion, known as the most atmospheric Chinese hotel that isn't in China. With its iconic mahjong scene set in the iconic Blue Mansion, Penang takes center stage in the film. In the film, Eleanor Young and Rachel Chu face off in a final mahjong game where the clattering of mahjong tiles serves as a backdrop to one of the most pivotal scenes. The style-based game is fast-paced, strategic, and tactical. It dates back to the late 19th century. You have to reach certain combinations of tiles before your opponents do. Tiles have numbers and suits that combine to form winning hands. As a symbol, the game shows Rachel's decision to stay with Nick by accepting his proposal. Later, we were shocked as Rachel folds her hands while throwing a tile, allowing Eleanor to win.
Well, he proposed to me yesterday. He said he'd walk away from his family and from you for good. Don't worry, I turned him down.
A variety of travel shows, documentaries, and movies feature the house. Aside from Crazy Rich Asian, it appears in many films, including Idoshin, Third Generation Road to Dawn, The Red Cabaya, and The Blue Mansion, all of which won the Oscar in 1993. It gets its name from a Chinese businessman named Xiang Fatsi, who was a water carrier and shopkeeper in Jakarta before expanding his business to Penang. The former home of the 20th century Chinese businessman Xiang Fatsi is now a heritage boutique hotel that offers daily guided tours for tourists and history buffs. So first, how did the businessman build the place of the iconic scene from the most successful movie? The 19th century Georgetown was a bustling port city that attracted industrious and curious people from all over the world. Among these travelers were a bright young man who would become a merchant, international traveler, and statesman later on. Xiang Fatsi eventually accumulated a fortune in one of the grandest homes on the island. It'd be restored and opened as a boutique hotel a century later. As a 16-year-old, Xiang Fatsi left to Penang with a small stake from his merchant father. He called Nanyang and Hakka. China was raging the Opium Wars, and Penang was seen as a paradise. And as a bearer of rival water, Chiang was initially responsible for keeping the island's rivers flowing. He soon invested in banks, cattle, and textiles to build his empire. When Chiang began traveling internationally, he became interested in everything from business negotiations to the details of his now famous mansion, which eventually led him to establish his own steam shipping line between China and the U.S. Through his travels, he gained a taste for Western wine. Chang Yui Winery, established in 1892, supplies 25% of Chinese wine. He was designated Mandarin of the highest order for his international business success and devout nationality. The late 19th century saw Chiang build his finest house in the city, where he has found success despite his numerous mansions in Asia. He tended the mansion to serve his favored seventh wife and a large routine of relatives and business associates who would be accommodated according to a hierarchy. His close family stayed in the main building, while servants and low-level business associates stayed in the outhouses. His vision of an eclectic home combining Hakka and Teochew styles was achieved with the help of hundreds of artisans from China. In addition to cast iron balustrades from Scotland, English art noir, stained glass, Cantonese timber lattices, and French trompe-l'oeil and Chinese calligraphy details, the Blue Mansion was one of the most lavish and elaborate buildings in Penang. Xiang Fatsi's grand achievements are also reflected in the Blue Mansion. In addition to his love for culture and tradition, he was passionate about preserving his heritage through architecture. Famous feng shui masters also believed to have guided the construction of his mansion. Their elements in the design are considered to be crucial to feng shui, including metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. Using only the best artisans and materials for construction, he built the iconic Blue Mansion. During the 1890s, feng shui masters consulted with the owners of the first bricks. The Blue Mansion is Xiang Fatsi's most prized achievement, despite having built many other mansions in Indonesia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and China. By building his elegant mansion, Xiang Fatsi embodies his grandiose and passion for heritage and luxury. After his death, the Blue Mansion gradually fell into disrepair and was purchased by Penang conservationists in 1989. At its peak, it was an epicenter of the city with its indigo walls. In 1995, its new owners restored it to its former glory, winning the Asia Pacific Heritage Award in 2000 as the most excellent project. Lonely Planet also recognized it in 2011 as one of the 10 greatest mansions in the world, after it turned into a boutique hotel in 2001, allowing guests to better appreciate its intricate qualities. Today, the Blue Mansion is a must-see attraction when visiting Georgetown, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Visit the courtyards and the museum exhibition on the second floor of this historic mansion daily to explore its splendor and extravagance. They offer a one-night at the mansion deal for those who wish to stay for a night. A one-of-a-kind package is being offered by the property, affectionately called the Blue Mansion, for $12,000. Up to 36 guests can enjoy an unforgettable night with specially curated activities such as Guzheng concert and a heavy mahjong game. There are no extra charges for dining at Indigo and breakfast in bed. There are actually 18 rooms in the Fang Fatsu Mansion, which is known as the most atmospheric Chinese hotel that isn't in China. You can stay overnight in one of the only 3 traditional Chinese mansions, featuring tranquil courtyards, Chinese carved screens, and other Art Nouveau influences. The place offers 3 tours to visitors every day, even if you do not stay here. Guests can also enjoy an award-winning restaurant and elegant courtyard surrounded by lush tropical gardens, sipping the colonial standby stinger. Your room would be decorated with luxurious welcome gifts. Shangfatse Mansion accommodations include the Ming Collection, which is the only suite with direct access to the pool and garden, the Liang Collection, the Tang Suite, and the Han Suite. Each room features authentic pieces from the 19th century, as well as antique heirlooms from Chiang's family. The Blue Mansion has a variety of suites on which to choose from. The Mandarin Room and the Han Suites, for example, comes with a private sitting room, makes it a perfect place to relax with a good book on a hot day. The Han Suites, if you're weary from your journey to the hotel, let your travel-induced stresses melt away as you take a relaxing soak in the clawfoot bathtub that is perfect for soaking away those stresses. In addition, enjoy a private Guzheng performance accompanied by more tipples in one of the mansion's 5 courtyards before sunset. Every corner of the Blue Mansion is filled with beauty, and there's something for everyone. Relax with your travel squad for a cup of Nyanya-style tea, followed by a game of mahjong at 11 o'clock, which will keep everyone entertained. If you have difficulty keeping track of the rules of a game of mahjong, or if you aren't sure of the correct pattern of matching the tiles, perhaps you prefer to sit by the pool instead and get some sun. With the assistance of a butler, you can have dip starter food and cocktails delivered right to your poolside table. It doesn't end there, because you can eat, drink, and party with your posse late at night as if it wasn't enough. At the mansion's fine dining establishment Indigo, you'll also experience an evening as a high standard, as you'll be treated to a gourmet feast of contemporary East meets West dishes. There's no need to get up early in the morning when the sun might have risen, so you can choose to stay in bed and have breakfast delivered to your room. However, you're feeling fresh as a daisy, the French bubbly in the courtyard is an excellent way to start the day. You can also get puffed up by a 5-course meal at Indigo, a popular restaurant in Georgetown. After studying a Le Cordon Bleu in San Francisco, Penang-born executive chef Bei Wang She combines French and Japanese cooking techniques. Visitors to the UNESCO-awarded Blue Mansion can also visit a modest museum containing 19th century relics. Would you want to experience living in a movie? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the video.